This day is very ass backwards. One thing is that my camera that I've used for years is starting not to work as well. So that's one thing. It's Monday or Tuesday. I don't know what it is. I just know it's probably going to go for December. It's warm now, so that's good. Just a bit cold. That sucks. But oh! I got to know a lot of female predators and how women prey on men. I remember one of the last days I was there, I was getting preyed on. There was a young girl named Abigail, and I'd taken the trouble to learn her name. She didn't know anything about me, didn't even know my name, and she stands about 6 foot tall, kind of an ungainly. And I'm coming through, I've got a lot on my mind. I'm being sexually preyed on and stalked in this store. That's predatory behavior, right? And right, and they can't avoid it, right? So they know. I've told them that my family has quite a lot of legal clout, so they're probably expecting a lawsuit in the next 2 or 3 years, right? And it's going to be a knockdown. Well, to them, it'll be a knockdown punch. They're going to have to put aside a few $100,000 for that. That kind of puts a little darkness around your cloud. And I put that in them for years. So you can understand why they're feeling a little bit, right? Because I won. Right? At least they felt some proportional, if marginal, sense of culpability. I've gotten various people that I met through that store to show consciousness of guilt in public with respect to me. And that's enough. When you see them slink away like rodents when they see me in public, anyone that works in that store literally hides their eyes and slinks away from me, right? Because they work for sexual predators, right? And I don't abide that. And what it did is it revealed a lot of female behavior. Abigail, I have a lot on my mind. I'm getting preyed on. Well, she's by herself that day, right? And when women are by themselves with me, they try to get what they want. And she's like, I'm on the basketball team. I'm like, oh, that's good. And she clearly wants me to give her more than that. She wants me to take an avid interest in her basketball aspirations, But the fact of the matter is, I don't see her that often. I'm not her father. And I got a lot on my mind. So I just go my way. And I just think, the last thing I ever got from her was that she needed something from me. And I remember feeling bad that I couldn't give it to her. I couldn't be as friendly as I normally was, right? And it's like, and she'll go her whole life and not even fucking know, right? And doesn't know a fucking thing about me. It was just a man with a dick who can give me some attention for my vagina. I play basketball. I put big round balls in holes. And I'm great. And it makes me feel good about myself. And older people are supposed to encourage me and make me feel good about myself. Like, she doesn't have enough fucking people in her life, clearly from an upper middle class family, to feel good about her. She needs attention from me too. Because all the girls like attention from me, right? Whenever they fucking want it, right? Now she's demanding it. And it wouldn't be a big deal except for the fact that my patience was strained, paper thin. And you can just feel she's a sociopath. She's not tuned into my energy at all. She's not saying, how are you doing? She's not starting the conversation in any real sense. She just wants something. Maybe she's a little upset. Sometimes I don't give her as much attention as the other girls because they're a little prettier. Their energy is a little sweeter. And she tends to stand in the background even though she's 5 or 6 feet tall. I'm not a fucking Dr. Phil, you know what I mean? And there's a woman in the back who's been stalking me for years, who's in love with me, right? So I've got that problem. I've got No offense, but a bisexual dykey type of woman. No offense to lesbians. Some of you aren't that nice. Most of you are exceptional human beings, better than most. But when it goes bad, it goes really bad. And, she just couldn't care less about her customers. It doesn't make her a lesbian, but it's like, there's something wrong with her. There's something wrong in her mind. And, these are the type of lesbians that are married and are very unhappy, and so on. She doesn't even need to work. She works there because she wants to, but she doesn't give a fuck about the people she's supposed to work there for. And if you're dealing with that, the manager's a schizophrenic, psychosexual mess. And yeah, it's a lot. So by the time I walked out of that store, I let them know I was done. And then I let them know even more over the next few weeks and months. So they knew that they're, what they might have in store with them. The last thing I said to them was like, I hope you have a better year. I do. I hope you all have a better year. But I never said I wasn't going to sue them. Right? That's just business. At that point, it's not personal. Right? You deprived me of food where I shop. It's a block away from me. It costs me perhaps thousands of dollars more to buy other places and travel and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm not going to sue them, but they don't know that, right? They think I have a nice, wealthy, close family with lots of money, with lots of lawyers, and they've gotten letters from those lawyers. If not those lawyers, people, detectives or psychologists who work for my family. I played it low key, but it's like, you gotta think, they're pretty shocked too. Not because they've hurt me, but because they had no reason to. If they had a reason to, they would have been vindicated. Bad judgment. In fact, one guy online, a smart young man, he said, really smart, like fucking smart. I tell you, some of you young people on YouTube, just like, holy fuck, you're crack geniuses, man. Not that but you made something complicated simple, and what they said was, there are people who are too aggressive, right? And they have bad judgment. They get too riled up and they misjudge things, and that creates conflict. That's a very nice way of putting things. They can happen to any of us, but it's different with psychopaths. I'm always... Okay. So it's taken us... I stayed up late watching some stupid movie. Oh. Maybe I had too much caffeine or something yesterday. I think the new coffee I bought might have a lot of different caffeine things in it. So sickness and fear and anxiety and abuse, all those things. But they made a mistake. And they're not very nice people. They don't care about people. They're fake. People who work in a lot of industries, you get a little skin deep and they're fake. They're fake through and through. But they're the worst kind of fake. They come by it honestly. It's a lot of things people need to build a fake facade around them to work. They need a working persona. That's why I've met women in health food stores all my life. Some of them quite nice. I never fuck them because there's something wrong with them. Vegan, vegetarian, whatever. Single mother is just single. There's something wrong with them. I tell you, the last thing you want to do is get with a woman who's a vegan or vegetarian who works in a health food store or the healing industry, especially alternative health. The last thing you want to do, believe me, the last thing you want to do. Because there's something wrong with them. There's There's nothing wrong with all of them. Really, I shopped at Naked Naturals for 12 years. Almost every single woman in the supplement department would hit on me at some point, right? One was hitting me all the time, and I think she pretty much left after the last time she hit on me. I guess that was the only thing that made working there worthwhile. She's looking for the father of an next child, right? And they have to use work to do that, because that's the only place they really have a chance to go out. They get childcare, they go to work. They're not just earning their bread, they're trying to get a dick, right? Here's a man, let's really help him. Let's really help him. It's dating for them, right? And I had a friendly conversation once or twice with one of them, and then I realized I really didn't like them that way. And once they figure it out, they just stop talking to you, stop saying hello. That's how crass it is. So I thought about it, it's like I get really angry about it some days still. Being treated very humiliated in public, essentially, by this terrified, anxious, bully male that works in there. And gets paid. I paid these people to do this. Right? And that's the thing. Most of the people that will hurt you, you'll pay them to do it. And took my money. In fact, I was actually purchasing something at the time. He was still verbally molesting me in the store from behind my back. After I told him I didn't want to deal with him anymore. Right? And 2 minutes ago he said, if you don't want to deal with someone, you don't have to. It's so creepy. It's like, these are predators. Women, a lot of them are predators. It's a tough subject. I want to get a little more nuanced about it, but a lot of people with vaginas are natural predators. Humans are trapped in general most of their lives. I was sexually assaulted by every girl I've ever known since I was a child. I mean, they're weird. Women are weird. They're fucking weird. The only thing that kind of settles women down is money. It's the only thing that really settles them. And it's kind of unexpected because the whole system uses feminine magic or money to control people. Right? That's why the Mona Lisa, which means money, is a kind of transgendered person. Right? Because it's kind of, the world is run by kind of like transgendered female magic, which is dark female magic. Right? And so, yeah, women are aggressive. My mom is better these days. She hasn't been aggressive anymore. She stopped drinking. She's not aggressive to me. Try to keep the place tidy. You know, things like that. But yeah, I had some nightmares last night, and it's like, felt really angry. My shoulders and this company, like, they're still, and the women that were fired, by the way, subsequently, and the woman that probably got it going is not happy. Her friends got fired. She probably had to leave town. She certainly wouldn't be shopping there anymore. She basically destroyed herself. And I've been waiting for her to make her move for a long time. I just go with nature. So, you know, I just go with nature. They're done, right? I know. They know they're caught, right? I told them I had them fully on tape and surveilled. They know they're caught. Put a circle on Naked Naturals, they're caught, right? Sexual harassment, predation, slander, defamation, whatever you want to call it. They're done. Put a circle on them, they're cooked. They know that. They're done. They're cooked, right? Whether anything ever happens or not, they're cooked. They will never be as safe as they were before this happened. Their company, their money, their holdings will never be as safe. All they have to do is look up the statute of limitations or anything I can sue them for. Right? Because anything that requires time to assess damages and impact, like being deprived of your food source in a humiliating and abusive way, would be something that a court would allow a lot of leniency in terms of limitations on civil and even criminal action, if you wanted to go that way. But people won't go the criminal way. I'm not a lawyer, I suspect, because if they have a good enough case on the civil level, why put someone in jail when you can just take millions of dollars of their money, right? And the more money you have, the more the court can award you. It's based on, basically, the richer you are, the harder you fall, depending on what you've done, right? I could sue the manager, I can sue the management, I can sue the store, right? They've got a cloud hanging over their ledger now, and that cloud's name is Landon, and they don't know what to do about me. And they would probably prefer if I just folded one day, walked into the store, and started punching somebody and let out my anger. Because here's the thing, what they did created a vortex of violent energy. I will always be able to contact that anger because that demon, if you will, is now been born. Right? If anything ever comes my way naturally, and I can fuck with that company and not get my hands dirty, I'll do it, probably. Or at least I'll enjoy the possibility. I may or may not do it, because I don't want it to be up to me. You know what I mean? Nature takes care of those things. I don't want to be up to me to punch people. Of course, if you're angry and you have a chance to hurt someone, you might hurt them. Like, whoa, genius, right? So, and I don't want that to be my legacy. But at the same time, if you're hurt, you're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to fantasize about hurting people. Doesn't mean you will, and it doesn't mean you even should indulge such behavior. But understand that it's not maybe what you do. Remember, people that hurt you, they put anger into you. They put anger into you. Okay? It's there to be had. I called the month of November the month of restitution ever since I was young. When I really went rank and wild, I would name years and months after certain symbols, and I'd see how the year evolved. If you're watching this, for instance, whatever time of year it is, if the month is coming up or a year is coming up, name the year yourself. Say, hey, the next 3 years of my life are going to be about healing and regeneration. I'm going to have to take a crap soon, I think. My day has finally gotten in line. My body's slinked with sweat, which means I'm going to get a bit chilly. Which is why I saw that scared woman yesterday. Very inhibited, scared person. Older woman. You'll never see them again. Since I've been walking in this area. I call this walk the G4. And it's named partially in honor of the last skanky woman of a certain body type who sexually harassed me, whose name starts with a G. 4 because, I don't know, I felt like it took me about 4 tries to find how to approach this territory, because you have to approach territories in the right way. And sometimes you have to change your approach. So I'm safe now. My mom is safe. My household is safe. No one's going to sue me. No one's going to put me in jail. Okay? And if you get criminalized enough, you have to start worrying about those things. It takes a time to settle down. Like when you meet criminals, you could more easy to become a criminal. Why? Because they're going to criminalize you. You're going to get angry. And there's going to be a list of options like hurt them, threaten them, do this, drive up to their house, leave letters at the door. I don't know, whatever you decide, right? And some or all of those things you can go to jail for. So you say, that's not fair. And it's like, well, someone can make you angry enough to do things that put you in jail. Even if it's things they should put in jail for. So you have to be careful. Really careful. I think a lot of men practice a lot of restraint. A lot of women too. I just saw a beautiful ornate vagina in nature, and it's like women too. Like we're all of woman, you know. We all have mothers, so I'm not into hurting women. But as you can hear, I'm not into being 100% compassionate either, because I'm angry, and that's honest. If some guy gets on YouTube channel, it's like, I was raped by women, but I love them, and I would never hurt them. Well, you're angry, you're upset, you're going to say things that bother them. You're going to project, you're going to stereotype. Your opinions may not be fully formed, and when by the time someone hears them, they might think you're a threat to women. I've met women who think I'm a threat to them because I've been hurt by anyone, but I've never met a woman who thinks she's a threat to anyone. Or thinks that women can be a threat to men. So far, so good today. I tell you, town is exciting, isn't it? I'm walking through town, from the guy raking his leaves to the old woman I see driving her car. It's like, my mom is doing well. My mom is happy, she's healthy, she went to the dentist, she went and bought some shopping, and that makes her happy. She's coming over to Christmas. Things are okay. Things are okay for my mom. Things are okay for now. They're kind of okay, you know. I'm smoking an entire joint. I'm walking, but I can stop for a bit. I think. Yeah, things are okay. I feel so much better right now. I tell you, the things and people that I've met, dark places that I've gone, the things I want to see. Jason Bourne and me are both the same kind of guy you'll see. We walk around and punch people and run faster than you can imagine because we're trained by the government. They got a father to abuse us again. They made us shoot a guy with a black cap over his head, and they trained us to be cool, to do everything, and if we needed to use it, our own stool. We can kill people when we need and understand how to predict and be really intelligent and quick thinking and proactive in all kinds of situations where you and I would crap our pants. Jason Bourne would say, hey, that's just another day for me. Put your head down, don't see the cameras don't see you. The government's got tons of surveillance, but hey, you can just go boo. I love satire, you know. Just kind of takes people and films down a peg. I bet you even actors fucking make fun of their films, right? It's like, oh yeah, hey Matt Damon, you were Jason Bourne, hey, whoo, yeah, working for the government, hey, whoo. You're like, yeah, man, never heard that. Hey, Good Will Hunting, man, I didn't shed a tear for you, motherfucker. Rich actor pretending he was abused by his father, fuck you. I kind of hate actors because I know one thing about human beings, and when they're lying, and actors are always lying. They're always lying. Anyone, any interview, any magazine, if that's even them, they're always lying. Hello, hi, hey, hi, hello, hey, hi, hey. Woo! Hey there, beautiful puppies. Hey, you watch it. Don't get too excited. Hey, nice. They're pretty good guys. You happy dogs? Hey? Good day. I like your forest. Woo! See ya. See ya. Try to be friendly with them. That's two of them showed up today. Yes, I'm safe. I'm safe. But this other stuff, this anger on women, being sexually assaulted, abused, the town, the city, feeling undermined, humiliated, treated like a homeless person, a lowlife, a mental case, you name it. I was thinking, I woke up, it doesn't mean it's all true, but understand, it's how one can feel. Okay, put it in the category, how one can feel. It's all right, and then flip the page. But I don't, but you can, I suppose. They say you can, I can't. I stay on the same page every day, pouring over like hurt after hurt after hurt. But you know what, one thing I don't talk about a lot is that the interesting chiaroscuro, the ironic, humorous, horrible thing in how humans I used to know strike me today. Like the first psychologist I went to a child psychologist. Disgusting man, Christian, you know. He was kind of like that guy Ned from The Simpsons. And other people I went to see, it's like they really don't, to be fair, I think this is actually respectful to kind of let them off the hook. I don't think they really have a fucking clue about the human mind. Do you know what he spent his entire time doing? Trying to tell me that my religion was wrong because I worshipped, of all things, the Mother Earth. I mean, feminists out there would be like, you should kick them in the balls. Yeah, I mean, that was it. It was a young, please understand, like, I don't know if you're sympathetic to me, young, skinny, poet, hurt man, traumatized beyond any measure that he realized. Shy, unassuming, never had a girlfriend, never kissed a girl, no friends, nothing. Lives with his mom, lives with his dad. Lives on a college loan for like 2 or 3 years, lives back with his mom, lives here, gets on disability, lives there. You know, I've never really supported myself in that sense of having a job, paying my own rent, and never in my life have I done that. Never. Except on government support. Okay? And I think it helps to see that who I was then, who I am now, to look at, like, if you will, if I can plead for your kindness, if only just a suspension of disbelief that allows you to be kind to me for a moment, depending on who you are, and understand I don't know who you are. And it is not generally looked kindly upon that, because the healthier that I look, the angrier people get that I live on disability. It's like they don't want it to work. Like, you're on disability to heal, but they don't want you to be healed. Yeah, and healing, I guess, for some people, be like, well, wouldn't you get a job? It's like, well, I generate money, yes, but I'll tell you about that another time. Me and nature are working on something, but or nature's working on something for me. Either way, the main thing that I want on any given day is my mother's and father's well-being and my own health. Anything that happens in my life, and I feel like it's jeopardized my health in any way, yeah, I take that seriously. And when I talk about people being sexual predators, if anything you do jeopardizes my health continuing, you're a sexual predator. It's not about sex, right? That's a level of dominance. That's a level of intent. That's a level of determination, practiced or not, which has come to have a mortifying effect upon me in my home. I take that very seriously, right? And it's amazing how women especially don't accept the word no from anyone. And how many women I've met who don't have any sense of right and wrong. Which, in the pleasing sense, for those of you out there, it doesn't really matter. I don't think most people have a clear sense of right and wrong. Really, I don't think any of us do. Really, you have your sense of what you will do and what you won't do. And other people have their sense of what they will do. And it's not all the same. And if you pushed a lot of people around you, and pushed in various circumstances, how do you know they would be moral to you? Right? And that's what happens when people get pushed and they get pressurized. You find out whether or not they would hurt you. And you would say, they might not have hurt their own mother, but they hurt you. They might not have hurt their best friend, but they hurt you. They might not have hurt any of the other people whom they would have given more of a consideration, but they hurt you. And so it tests the strength of that bond. You, at the end of the day, will be hurt before anyone around them will be. How does that make you feel? Right? That's sexual abuse. That's just sexual abuse. And we all need to be aware of that. Strange places I have gone, strange people I have seen, places I have put my dung, and some place that is green, and other things that sound real strange. People think, hey, you're crazy to the core, maybe since you're born. That's why they call me Jason Bourne, crazy like a fox. I think to myself, like, how many people could reasonably endure what I have in life? Not many. How many people right now, how many men are on the street and all they had was enormously wonderful aptitudes, and from the very first in many different intersections of their life with the school system, with human beings, their own family, something was eliminated from what you could call the proper consideration for you at any age. So you shouldn't do to a child what you wouldn't do to anyone of any age, right? And you shouldn't treat a child like you treat an old person, but you shouldn't treat a child in any way that you wouldn't treat an old person, right? And an older person. And if that doesn't happen, which almost never does for anybody, did you notice that lots of different things happen to people, right? So you start off in school, people are go off in very different directions. I went to school with a girl who became a stripper. Perfectly nice woman named Heather Dick was in her English class. She takes her clothes off and fucks people for money, right? Why? And so I over the years, you read about, the sex trade, and obviously you can see I have great inhibitions and distaste for that, even though I'll masturbate to porn as much as any guy. And then there's a part of me that's okay, well, there is such a thing called the sex trade, and it's been around forever, and some people do quite well, and it's one of those industries that probably have a wide range, and when it's bad, it's really bad, and when it's good, women make a good living. Some of them, or most of them, have been sexually abused, but some of them just like sex, and they like trading sex for money, if you could call it sex at that point. Let's just face it, it's not really sex, okay? It's more like sex between dead bodies, right? Because it's dead sex. It's not living sex. No life comes from what these people are doing, right? Oh, okay, I got a good crap coming, good. Strange places I've seen, strange places I have gone. Things that I would do if I'd not been born once upon. Okay, so, oh man, ooh, I've got some kind of crap coming along. That's not good. Okay, so let's trade places with me, please. I don't want to be Jason Bourne. Strange places I've gone, and things that I've seen, plays that I've played with scat. Put it in between my legs and hers and let it rub around until it had a kind of acidic effect. And we started to get sore. Diseases erupted upon her skin. Who knew that playing with shit could put you in a very dim and early demise, a prospect you don't like, but you do it anyway, because you're young. Okay, I really got a crap. Let's keep going. My ass is just leaking with shit right now, basically. It's picked a very bad time to do that. Oh, fuck. I'm just not getting anywhere. Once I get this crap out of my ass, the day is mine. Strange places I have gone. Okay. Yeah, I want my mom to be healthy, my dad to be healthy. I want to myself. I don't, if you see violence, it stays with you for a while. If you feel it, it stays with you for a while. And if you felt it, you've seen it. And if you've seen it, even if it's a long time ago, the fact that you've just seen violence shocks you. There are people who live in shock. They're not shocked enough. They're numb, right? A lot of psychopaths are just numb. So they'll do shocking things, and you'll be shocked. But if they were more shocked by things in their life, they probably would have a different life. They'd probably start dying, okay? So because I've been dealing with shock, I'm prepared to live longer, because the collective and shock that people collect up in their lives, even though they don't suffer from it, it's most likely to cause your demise. If you have shock and you don't deal with it, that's a terminal illness waiting to happen. It comes from shock, right? Because at some point your body has to cough it up, right? Any abuse, any deficiency, every insufficiency in life that makes you drink too much or eat too much or depressed or anxious. In fact, if you do any of those things, that's a good thing. Because that means you can change these things and you can experience shock and you can trace the shocks in your life. In other words, if you have neurosis, if you have compulsions that aren't really hurting people, even if they're hurting yourself, you can change. Notice the weird things that happen in your life. If people hurt you, you can change. So one of the diseases I have is experiencing violence from other people, right? And how you really don't ever get over it. Okay, hold it. There seems to be some kind of a priggish little forest here. Let me see. Is it priggish? Is that the right word? don't want to fall off a cliff.